Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be having a look at this coming Saturday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which will be the 28th of May. For the second straight week, field sizes are nothing to write home about, but rest assured that before long, more and more horses will be making their presence felt on race day, including next week when the Adelaide River Cup meeting will be run here at Fanny Bay. The first race of the half dozen this Saturday is timed to go at the slightly earlier time of 1:47 p.m, while the last is scheduled to jump at 4:55 p.m. In the first, the Bet365 Top Tote Plus handicap run over 1,300 metres. My numbers are 3, 1 and 2. 1,300 metres, as I mentioned, for the 0 to 64 gallopers. Going here with number 3, Razoo. Jared Todd aboard for Gary Clark. It's had a little freshen up. Hasn't raced since the 25th of April, so it'll be about 5 weeks since it was last seen out on race day. And on that occasion was a good second behind brother Bassie, beaten a length on that occasion. The start before was a winner, beating Jet Jackson. So all in all, its form recently has been pretty consistent. And from the leading stable of Gary Clark, I've got it on top, number 3. To beat number 1, New Roman, last started when third at Tennant Creek. That was on the 14th of May, so a fortnight ago. Casey Hunter rides for Kerry Petrick. And New Roman won here over 1,300, so over this trip back in January. So a previous winner on the course and at the trip. I've certainly got it in to go a bold race here. And then for third, a newcomer to Darwin, well actually one of the visitors in number 2, Elmore Lad, trained by Kim Hahn. Great to see Kim here from Victoria. Trains at Bendigo, I believe. He's brought a team of half a dozen up for the carnival. Has his first runners here on Saturday. Adam Nichols goes in the saddle. This horse's recent form really good. Hasn't raced since the 22nd of February, but 3 seconds from its last 3 starts and then a third and a win prior to that. Certainly must have it in the mix here, Elmore Lad. So numbers in the first, 3, 1 and 2. The second's the Adelaide River Cup on the 4th of June handicap. As mentioned, can't race down the road at the river, so we'll be having that cup meeting here. 7 races on the card. That'll be on Saturday week. This race over 1,300 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers. A 6-horse field to go around here, and my numbers are 4, 1 and 5. Northern Factor for me, I found this race a little tricky. Trained by Phil Cole, Wayne Davis in the saddle. The boys could be in for a pretty good day, I believe. And Northern Factor was a winner 2 starts back, beating Blue Jean Baby here. Then last time out was second behind Noble War. So its recent form's been good. Took a while to break through for a win, but now it has done that. It's racing consistently. Got it on top, number 4. To beat a newcomer to the Gary Clark stable, number 1, Merganella. Jared Todd aboard. First up, hasn't raced since the 4th of December, and obviously first up here. Formerly trained in Victoria, it's had the 20 starts for 3 wins, 3 seconds, 2 thirds. Certainly one to put in your multiples. And then for third, number 5, I'm a Puppet. Gary Lafoe trains, Casey Hunter aboard. I was a little disappointed with its run last week. I thought it would be very hard to beat. In fact, I had it my best bet last week and let the side down. Only finished 4th behind Pointo's Pick, who has really gone to the next level, winning by 6 lengths. But prepared to allow it another chance. I'm a Puppet. Its previous 2 runs were good, so having it in the mix as well. My numbers in the second, 4, 1 and 5. The third's the Bet365 Odds Drift Protect handicap, 0 to 70. This one over the 1,200 metres, just the 5 to go around here. My numbers are 3, 4 and 1. El Magnificence, racing really well for Phil Cole, Wayne Davis aboard. A last start winner here beating Ideas Man, who just collared in the last couple of bounds. That was 64 grade, so definitely up in grade here, but certainly it's doing nothing wrong. Its recent form has been solid. 2 wins and 2 thirds from only 4 starts in Darwin. So I've got it on top, number 3. To beat number 4, Valentina Star from the Nicole Irwin stable, Vanessa Arnott aboard. Race here last week, finished 4th to Giant Leap. That was 1,300, drops back in trip by 100 metres, and I don't think that'll worry Valentina Star. It was only beaten 1.8 lengths last week, so it certainly wasn't far away. So put that in the multiples, and in for third, number 1, Pembroke Castle. Mark 9 trains, of course. Sonia Wiseman in the saddle. Hasn't raced since the 19th of March. Fresh up here, last started when second behind the subsequent Alice Springs Cup winner in Count of Essex. That was over 1,600. Back to the 1,200, should race well fresh. In the third, my numbers are 3, 4 and 1. Over the page we go to the 4th, the Tab 3-year-old Trobus handicap for the 3-year-olds, obviously, a benchmark 64, and this one over the 1,200 metres. 7 to go around here. My numbers are 1, 2 and 4. Pretty smart filly, I think, this one, number 1, Starlight Valley. Trained by Kim Healy when it was racing in Alice Springs. It's actually in Phil Cole's name now until Kim Healy gets here from South Australia. Siren Fork, good to see Forky here in the top end. He arrived late this week and is going to stay right through the carnival, also riding in Alice Springs on Sunday. This horse has won its last 3, 2 of them in Alice Springs, including the last of those on Alice Cup Day. And prior to that, had one at Morfettville in South Australia. Really smart filly, in my opinion. Got a bit of weight to carry, 59.5, but I think it can make a winning debut in the top end. Number 1, ahead of last week's 3-year-old winner, Super Famous, trained by Johnny Peacock. Great to see Johnny in the winner's circle last week. And Adam Nichols takes the mount again on Super Famous. Gone up in weight, 2.5 kilos from its win last week, but it was good last week, beating First Crusade, fought on really strongly when challenged over the last 100 metres. Backing up quickly is probably the only question mark, but has to go in the mix. Number 2, and in for third, number 4, Rojo Boom, back from a Alice Springs campaign, or an Alice Springs campaign. Stan Sakos for Mark 9. Last started on Cup Day down there, finished 6th. Its earlier form in the Red Centre was good, a 2nd and a 3rd, and did win prior to going down to Alice Springs. So my numbers in the 4th are 1, 2 and 4. The 5th, the Silks Rooftop Sessions Handicap. Those will be good nights up there on the rooftop at Silks on Fridays and Saturday nights upcoming. Vanessa Arnott as aboard Maserati. That's my 2nd selection, but my numbers here are 3, 1 and 5. Blue Odyssey for me, Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd rides. Hasn't had a run since the 26th of January, but Gary took this horse to Alice Springs and it did quite a bit of work down there. Never had a run. He was trying to get it in, I think, the major sprint down there. Didn't make the field, but I'll bet you it's pretty fit and over the 1100 metres would want to be. His last start here, as mentioned, was on Australia Day. Won on that occasion over 1200, and I think can be seen to advantage here, fresh up. Number 3 on top for me, ahead of Maserati, as I mentioned, Vanessa Arnott aboard for Nicole Irwin. This horse has a great record here in Darwin. Hasn't raced for some time. The 4th of December was its last start, but did win here on that occasion, beating Cyclonite. Raced well during the carnival last year, 2nd on day 6 of the carnival, and then won on the 2nd of August. So it's got good carnival form. Look to it to go a bold race here, fresh up. And in for third, number 5, Bell's Banner. Smart sprinting type, Stan Sakos for Gary Clark. It won 3 in a row here in its first 3 starts in Darwin, then 2nd when resuming on the 25th of April behind the smart Poopy. So my numbers in the 5th, 3, 1 and 5. The last of the half dozens, the Bridge Toyota Handicap. 5 to 5 will they be the time they'll jump, the Class 2 1,000 metres. Numbers here 5, 1 and 4. Didn't find this an easy race to work out, the Class 2, but I've gone with Kick It Baby, fresh up for Phil Cole and Wayne Davis. So those that pair could have a good day. I've tipped them to win 3. Probably put the mockers on them, but like I did with Paul Shires last week. Kick It Baby was a winner back in January, 26th of Jan, and then its only other start on the 11th of February finished 3rd. Took a while to break through, did Kick It Baby, but now it's had that win, had a good break, could go well fresh. Probably better known over a little bit further ground, but I think can sprint well in a fresh state. Number 5, ahead of number 1, Little Miss Rich, trained by David Bates. Paul Shires aboard. Disappointed on the 7th of May at its first start in the top end, but prepared to allow it another chance. They often take one newcomers to Darwin, so we'll put it in the mix here. Number 1, Little Miss Rich, and then for third, number 4, the maiden, Captain O. Gary Clark trains, Jared Todd rides. Had a few issues with this one. He's been a bit wayward, Captain O, but he did trial well recently and ran straight as a gun barrel on that occasion. Let's hope he does the same thing, because I think he's got ability, and I'm putting him in to run 3rd. Numbers in the last, 5, 1 and 4. Best bet of the day, race 4, number 1, Starlight Valley. Smart 3-year-old filly, can make a winning top-end debut. Race 4, number 1, Starlight Valley. Well, the best roughie in the 3rd, race 3, number 2, fresh up from a long break, Tug of War. She's a pretty smart mare, this. And don't be surprised to see her go a bold race first up. Race 3, number 2, Tug of War. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, but we'll be back again next week, same time, same place, for the Adelaide River Cup meeting, transferred from the river to here at Fanny Bay. The feature, of course, the Adelaide River Cup. And until then, good luck and good punting.